Whether you're considering buying the LG OLED Evo G3 or the Sony Bravia XR A95L Master Series QD-OLED, one thing is clear. Both of these TVs are very much high-class premium TVs from the design all the way up to their outstanding picture quality. So let's start there. Let's start with the design. The design of the A95L is a pretty premium design, although not as premium as the A95K look. The stand that you get is a practical stand with multi-position options. So when it comes to the flexibility of the stand, the A95L is the winner. But that's kind of by default because the A95L comes with the stand and the LG G3 does not. Instead, LG wants you to mount this TV by including a mounting bracket in the box. They actually consider this a premium feature and one of the reasons why you would want to buy an LG G3. If you don't have a TV stand and you need one, well then you're going to have to go with a third-party option, which can be kind of hard to put together, or you can opt for LG's option, which tilts the TV back a little bit, and most people don't like this design, and it is very expensive for a TV stand. So that's just cost that you have to add on. One cost that you won't have to add on though with this TV is the warranty. So if you're somebody that opts to buy a warranty, LG does include a 5-year panel warranty. So this could save you money if you opt to buy a warranty with your TV anyway. Moving on from the design, let's talk about the input and connectivity. I'm really just going to touch on the HDMI 2.1 ports here, as this does matter to some people. The LG G3 has 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, which allows you to connect multiple HDMI 2.1 sources, and this could be great if you have an Xbox Series X, a PlayStation 5, and a PC, and if you have all of those devices, then you're covered there with the LG G3. On the other side though, if you're going with the A95L and you have all of those devices, well then with the A95L you're going to have to make some compromises and get something with external HDMI 2.1 ports because you only have 2 HDMI 2.1 ports available on the A95L. Moving on to another thing that maybe a lot of people don't see as important, but I kind of do, is the TV sound. When you're looking at TV sound, you're looking at the G3 and you're just left with nothing but disappointment. I'm expecting some okay, decent quality from TV speakers when we're talking about premium flagship TVs, but with the LG G3 you just do not get this. On the other hand, the A95L is the complete opposite of this, and if you're looking for a TV that has great sound, you might not even have to buy a entry-level soundbar with this TV, as I don't think many entry-level soundbars will even stack up to this TV. Now let's move on to some features that I think you should talk about is the OS. The actual OS of LG's OS is a lot better this year than it has been in the past, with some really great menu improvements and new options for people to select. And on the other hand, the A95L features a new UI as well. Now, as far as functionality goes, they're both really great. I do think that Sony offers you a little bit more in terms of picture options. Sony also offers you a streaming service called Bravia Core, which allows high bitrate streaming, and they give you a couple of credits to use to go along with it. I really do enjoy Bravia Core. There's also a selection of free movies that are always available on Bravia Core to stream, so that's nice to see as well. Now let's talk about the big thing here, picture quality, because there is a separation when you're talking about picture quality between the G3 and the A95L. But before I dive into picture quality, I just want to remind you that both of these TVs were not sent to me by either company, and I went out and got them myself for review. But if you want to go ahead and support the channel yourself, one of the best ways to do so is by hitting the like button. Another way you can help the channel is if you're buying a TV anytime soon, please use the affiliate links in the description below before you do so. This is really going to help support the channel and help us get more TVs in for review. Thank you guys so much for helping the channel grow and for your continued support. It means a lot. Now let's move on to picture quality and let's start with color. The color on the A95L is outstanding. It is said to have some of the best color and picture accuracy out of the box, and this was said by many experts at the Value Electronics annual event. So there is a lot to be said about this TV being really good out of the box. But one thing that sticks out to me outside of accuracy is just how bright and vivid the colors are, and this is mainly thanks to the QD-OLED technology. I've said it here on the channel in the past and I'll say it again. QD-OLED is the best technology that is going right now for TVs, mainly because of the color and the color brightness. The LG G3 does have great color, but it still suffers from that same WOLED issue that it has in the past, where the colors will start to fade once they start to get to a certain brightness level. Now, MLA technology, which is in the G3, does help with this to a degree, so it's not as bad as past OLED TVs from LG, but it is going to be a problem still if you really push the TV to its limits and you look at it next to a QD OLED. By itself, the LG G3's color is not bad at all, and if you bought the LG G3, you wouldn't be disappointed with the color. Now let's really talk brightness. While color brightness isn't LG's strong suit, general white-driven brightness is the biggest strength of the LG G3, and you could really get some of the most insane highlights pumping from this TV, and I have to say it is the brightest OLED TV that I've seen in that regard. Brightness is great on the Sony as well, and at times it feels more impactful than the LG. I believe this is due to the XR processor, which seems to just put the brightness in the right locations on the screen, making things have a three-dimensional depth like nothing else I've seen. And it does this while not looking forced and staying true to the director's intent. Speaking of 3D depth, the LG also achieved this, but this required me to use dynamic HDR tone mapping, which has its flaws, and it's definitely not going to be the choice for those going out of their way to obey the creative intent. But man, does it really make things pop. So hats off to LG for achieving this look. Up until this point, I've mostly been referring to HDR TV shows and movies, but now I must touch on processing because this is where the A95L really takes the cake. If you're watching physical media, the TVs can look very similar at times, but once you start to go towards streaming, that's where the A95L just really takes over with its processing. It doesn't matter what you stream, the difference in clarity between any TV and the A95L is remarkable. The XR Clear really is the real deal. If you're the type that admires a clear, sharp image, the Sony is unbeatable, especially if you take it a step further and add a little reality creation. Now, a lot of people are saying, why would you do this? What's the purpose of reality creation? And for me, it's adding things back into the picture that was lost, whether that be from compression, using low quality assets, watching or playing low resolution content. There are a number of reasons to want to use the feature. But the A95L, even without reality creation, does a really good job of cleaning up the image, and it almost makes everything that you throw at it seem like native 4K content. And yes, that extends to gaming as well. So let's move on to gaming. Let's talk about gaming, and maybe you've heard that the LG produces the best gaming OLED TVs. And this might have been true a few years ago, but things surely have changed. For whatever reason, once you go into game mode, you are just changing the picture quality for the LG G3, unfortunately. Color banding is in every game, but every TV has some way to clean it up, except for the LG OLEDs, which have the smooth gradation option, but it does not work in game mode. Color brightness in general is also affected with the LG G3 in game mode. It's a lot less than outside of game mode, and it is very noticeable, and I have compared it on the channel and showed you guys the differences. Now, on the other side, the Sony game mode picture quality is pretty outstanding, and it has a lot going for it in terms of picture quality. It has the clarity, it has the brightness, and it does have the color. So yes, I do like Sony's game mode better than LG's game mode. I also want to mention that if you have a PS5, you do have the compatibility with the PS5 remote play in the A95L, so that's a nice bonus that you're getting there. Now, in regards to uniformity, this can greatly vary from set to set, but in my experience, the A95L was clean just like every QD OLED I had before, and my G3 had some slight clouding that was kind of like DSE, some vertical banding, and some color tinting, which has been pretty par for the course with OLED TVs, so no surprise there. Now, in my opinion, the LG G3 is a great TV, no doubt, and most people will get one and love the picture quality with no complaints. But this is a premium comparison, and as good as the LG G3 is, it's crystal clear that the A95L is a much better TV overall, and it didn't take me long to realize that. There is a reason why it won the best TV of 2023. OLED, even with MLA technology, just isn't as good as QD OLED, especially when you factor in Sony's superior processing. For a lot of people, it boils down to what you want, and some people are still going to want the G3. It might be the right TV for them, and price definitely may be a factor that some may want to consider. But when I think about the price difference, I do believe that since we are already in the premium category, for most people, the price difference will be worth the extra benefits, especially if you're going to consider sound in your TV discussion. mounting. And you have to think if you're not mounting the TV, then you're going to have to buy a stand with the LG G3 anyway, which adds to the cost. Just some things that you'll have to consider regarding these two TVs. Now, I like both of these TVs, but the A95L for me is the clear winner. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below, and if you want to see more comparisons involving the A95L, I do have them available for you right above. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.